Hey, welcome to Happiness Bar, episode 1, where my goal is to share cocktails, content, you guessed it, happiness. My name is John Robert Franklin. I'm an actor, I'm a musician, and like most struggling artists, I've been a bartender. I started my bartending career in Atlanta, Georgia, where I quickly worked my way up to becoming a beverage director, where my specialty became craft cocktail creation. Now, if you're like me and you get enamored by great cocktails, but maybe you don't have the knowledge base to recreate this stuff at home, which is perfectly okay, because you can learn all about it right here at Happiness Bar. So this being episode 1, I have a little bit of an idea of the format of how this show's gonna run, but just like you may be new to the world of craft cocktail creation, I'm new to the world of YouTube channel creation. And as we go along, hopefully we'll connect with more fans and really hone in on something beautiful. So as of right now, I see this kind of being like an educational cooking show, except with booze. And maybe we'll blend in a little bit of a podcast style at some point, bringing guests on, drinking together, learning things together, and just having a good time. And that really is my hope, to build this to something big enough for all of us to enjoy. And in the meantime, I want to get to know you, my regulars. So reach out, comment, subscribe, hit that like button if you enjoy what we're doing here today. We'll be posting new cocktail videos every Friday at 3 p.m. But today, we're gonna be starting from the very top and going over the setup for the home bartender. And again, my experience was gained in the industry. So my opinion on what'll set you up for a great home bar setup might set you up to be the best bar in town. And all your friends are gonna be like, oh my God, where are we drinking tonight? The answer, your place. So let's get you started with the tools to create some truly amazing cocktails. All right, so to start, the first tool I'm gonna go over is the jigger. Now the cocktail jigger is a super important mixology tool for bartenders. We use it to measure our liquid going into our cocktail. And there are different styles and sizes of cocktail jiggers. My personal favorite is the double-sided Japanese jigger. Another style of double-sided jigger is the Leopold Bell jigger. And you also have single jiggers like the multi-level bar jigger and the measuring cup jigger. But really it comes down to preference and bartending style. The next tool in every mixologist kit are strainers, our Hawthorne strainers, which are spring-loaded and used to strain the cocktail out of the shaker. You have the julep strainer, which has some bigger holes for a smooth pour. Great for straining juleps and still getting some of that muddled up mint leaf through in the cocktail so it's not all strained out. It also works great for straining stirred cocktails. And lastly, you have your fine mesh basket strainers. Always good to have in multiple sizes. Our smaller one is great for double straining our shaken cocktails. And in craft cocktail creation, we always double strain shaken cocktails because you want to get those chunky little ice bits that broke up in your shaker. To go over what double straining is, it is simply the use of your Hawthorne strainer and your basket strainer. So you would strain through both. And you may be wondering what this big mesh basket strainer is for. Really, it's going to be used for our prep work, if we need to strain syrups, when we double strain our citrus juice, or if we're straining out our alcohol infusions. And the tool that gets all the glory are cocktail shakers. Now what I'm using here is the Boston shaker. Personally, it's my favorite. It's the easiest to use, they're always reliable, they're always sealed, and very easy to get apart when you're done making your cocktail. Simply by placing the closed side of the shaker in the web of your hand, squeezing it both sides, and hitting your palm right next to your thumb. And you hear that crack? Always great for speed. Now there are other shakers as well. There's the cobbler shaker, and there's also the French or Parisian shaker, which is super stylish. But again, I think for execution, the Boston shaker is your best bet. Little side note, I like to use the Corico shakers. They're plated, they're not coated so they won't peel, and they got a nice weight to them as well. Next we have our bar spoons. Super essential for all of our stirred cocktails, and they come in multiple sizes as you see here. I have a 30 centimeter and a 40 centimeter here. Really, just depends on where your comfort level is when you stir. You like a longer spoon, like a shorter spoon. So there are 3 basic styles of bar spoons. I like to go with the Japanese style bar spoons, which has the swiveled handle and a weighted teardrop at the end. But there's also the American bar spoon and the European bar spoon, which has a muddler at the end. Really, it's all about preference and style, so you find what you like and go with it. The next tool in every bartender's arsenal, our mixing glass, used for all of our stirred cocktails. My personal favorite is the 500 milliliter crystal mixing glass. Has a little pour spout at the end. There are also metal mixing glasses. There are more beaker style mixing glasses that have no design in the glass. There are stemmed mixing glasses. It really just depends on the style that you'd like for your home bar setup. But make sure you find something with some good weight on it, so that way when you're stirring, you don't want it to be wobbling around. Another important tool / ingredient in every bartender's arsenal is ice. Having ice to shake and stir your cocktails, as well as different styles of ice for the type of cocktail you're making to put in your glass. And for that, you can use ice molds. They're great in a pinch. You can use round ice molds like the one I have here. You can use the Swear silicone ice molds as well. They're great when you just need ice very simply, and you can just keep a couple on hand. But the secret for getting that super crystal clear ice, and there is a secret to doing it, and you can learn how to get that crystal clear ice in our Bar Essentials video. You'll never really be able to attain it in these small molds. But for today, we're just gonna use the molds super quick, super easy. Some other tools you may need. A good muddler. You're gonna need a good citrus peeler, something to peel the rind off of our oranges and our lemons to garnish our cocktails with. You're also gonna need a citrus juicer for your prep work. Juicing all that lime and lemon juice, gonna need a good way to do it. An absolute must for the prep work in any craft cocktail bar, a good scale. Something that weighs out grams. You can get these pretty cheap online too. Some other tools you may need, but you probably already have this at home. A good cutting board and a knife. And a couple bonus items that are good to have on hand. Some good mason jars for infusions, a wooden mallet, and a Lewis bag for crushing ice for cocktails like juleps. And another little bonus to make you look like a pro in your home bar, some good pour spouts. Now, one more thing that may come in handy if you really want to get into some great cocktail prep with us, a good juicer. Something that you can juice vegetables with and fruits other than citrus. We're making all different types of syrups, all different types of shrubs. Really a cool tool. You can get them for a fairly good price online. Definitely recommend it. But if you don't have one or you can't get one, there are plenty of classics that you can still make with us here throughout this channel. This will really come in handy though with a lot of the craft stuff. And something else to have on hand if you really want to get into the world of craft cocktail creation is a good library at home. You always got to keep educating yourself. There's always people that are better than you that you can learn from. I know there's people that I learn from all the time in this craft. I'm constantly reading books, and some of my favorite books are right here. Dead Rabbit, Liquid Intelligence, one of my favorite, Cocktail Codex, and another great one is Regarding Cocktails by Sasha Petrovsky. That is a fucking tongue twister. And another great one is Regarding Cocktails by Sasha Petrovsky. I got it. So stock your library up at home, read all about it, hang with us here at Happiness Bar. You'll be making craft cocktails in no time. Now, we went over a ton of the tools you'll need to make cocktails with us. My dog's feet. And you may be wondering, how do I stock my home bar with alcohol? I know it can be expensive. I know it seems like a daunting task, but it's something you have to approach one by one. So pick out your favorite classic cocktail and start by buying those ingredients. And then see what other cocktails those ingredients are also in. And then buy the additional things you need to make that additional cocktail. And slowly your home bar will grow into something amazing. So with that in mind, for our first cocktail, today we're gonna make the Negroni. All right, so the build for our Negroni is 1 ounce of a London dry gin, 1 ounce of Campari, and 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. It's stirred, served over a large ice cube in a rocks glass, garnished with an orange peel. So being that this cocktail has no citrus juice in it, it's gonna be stirred. If there's no citrus juice, we usually always stir the cocktail, and we build it in our mixing glass. So let's grab our jigger. And we always start with our cheapest ingredients to our most expensive ingredients. We're gonna go with 1 ounce of our sweet vermouth. That's filled all the way to the brim on the small side of the jigger, if you have a 2 ounce, 1 ounce jigger. Next, we need 1 ounce of Campari. And lastly, we need 1 ounce of our London dry gin. Now, before we mix that up, I'm gonna grab our glassware and I'm gonna grab our large cube. Next, we're gonna ice our mixing glass. You want that ice to come all the way over the top of the liquid. We're gonna grab our mixing spoon and we're gonna stir for 20 seconds. Seconds. Now grab your Hawthorne strainer or your julep strainer. I like to use the julep strainer on stirred cocktails. Press it down in there, pour it over your ice. Grab our citrus peeler, grab our orange, and we're just gonna peel a nice, wide, long peel and spritz the Negroni. Rub the edge of the glass with the orange peel. Roll it up, make it pretty. Let's slide it down in there. There you have it, the OG Negroni. Let's taste. So much bright orange from that orange rind. Man, that's one of my favorite cocktails. Love a Negroni. Another great tip, switch out the gin for some mezcal. Have that beside some oysters. Whew, that's a combination right there. Super boozy. You get that bright juniper from the gin, those sweet, rich notes from the sweet vermouth, that bitter orange from the Campari. Man, you really can't beat it. Love that cocktail. All right, that's it for today, guys. I hope this video was informative, and I hope you're excited to move forward and continue to learn to make some great classic and craft cocktails at home. And guys, become a regular somewhere. Become a regular at your local watering hole. It's the best way to support local business. And become a regular here at Happiness Bar by liking, commenting, subscribing. Hit that bell if you want notifications. We got cocktail videos coming out every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern to get you ready for the weekend. Stay happy, everyone. Episode 1.